वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Second class. You can repeat. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्
मुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते।
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते।
कारणशरीरं किम्
कारणशरीरं किम्
निर्वाच्य
अनिर्वाच्य
अनादि अविद्यारूपम्
अनादि अविद्यारूपं
अविद्यारूपम्
शरीरद्वयस्य कारणमात्रम्
शरीरद्वयस्य कारणमात्रम्
सत्स्वरूप अज्ञानम्
सत्स्वरूपज्ञानम्
निर्विकल्पकरूपम्
निर्विकल्पकरूपम्
यदस्ति तत् कारणशरीरम्
यदस्ति तत्
कारणशरीरम्
Karanashariram, the topic we discussed for the last two classes, but more than two. Still some people have doubts. I'll just give a quick meaning of this definition of Karanashariram. Important definition to be understood. Because Karanashariram is also one of the shariram, and therefore Atma is different from Karana Shariram. Being one of the Shariram, therefore Karana Shariram. Therefore Karana Shariram being one of the Sharira Trayam, Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and Karana. Therefore, Atma is distinct. Sharira Trayat Vyatirittaha Atma. Atma is not Karana Shariram. Karana Shariram is Atma, but Atma is not Karana Shariram. Anirvachya Anadi. The word Anadi is important. Anadi Avidya. Avidya is Ajnanam. Ajnanam of what? Ajnanam of Atma. Self-ignorance is called Avidya. Atma Ajnanam. Ajnanam, the ignorance with regard to the reality of oneself. That is Avidya. Atma Avidya, self-ignorance. That is Anadi. Anadi means Adihi na vidyate yasya. That which doesn't have beginning. It doesn't have beginning. It doesn't begin. If something begins, then it must be absent before. So anything which has a beginning implies that it must have been absent before. So it was not there, therefore it has begun now. So if something begins, it means it was not there before. If it was not there before, then how can it begin? So similarly, if Ajnanam begins, suppose if Ajnanam has got a starting point, if it begins, it means it was not there before. Then what was there before? If Ajnanam begins, it was not there before. Then what was there before? Knowledge must have been there before. Knowledge must have been preceding before Ajnanam. Because knowledge and Ajnanam, ignorance, both cannot simultaneously exist. Both cannot coexist. Like darkness and light, both cannot coexist. Therefore only we say avidya cannot be there when vidya is there. Because they are virodhi. They are of opposite nature. So when vidya is there, avidya cannot be. So before the beginning of avidya, what was there? Vidya. If vidya was there before, then how can avidya begin? If knowledge was there before, how can ajnanam, avidya can start? Therefore, avidya doesn't have a beginning. It is anadi. It is anadi, doesn't have a beginning. Knowledge was there before and avidya began later. That cannot be. The knowledge is there. How can avidya begin? The knowledge has to go. How can knowledge go? Knowledge cannot go. When jnanam is there, it is there. The jnanam cannot diminish for avidya to rise. So that is not possible. Therefore, when did avidya begin? That we cannot say. Therefore, it is anadi. Avidya is anadi. There is no question of when did it begin. So, avidya is Anadi, but it has got anta. It can come to an end. So that which doesn't have a beginning, that can come to an end. That is avidya. Whereas Atma is doesn't have a beginning and doesn't have an end. It is Anadi, Ananta. Therefore, this avidya, which is Anadi, it is called Karana Shariram. Karana Shariram. It is Upadhi for the Atma. Karana Shariram, it is the Upadhi for the Atma. Because of that only, an individual has a sense of Karta, Bhokta, and therefore he does karma and gains karma palam in the form of Papa Punya. Therefore, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, karma palam is that it has to be exhausted. Therefore, Janma Marana iti, this cycle. So, this avidya doesn't have a beginning and it cannot exist by itself. It cannot exist by itself. Why it cannot exist? Because it is mithya. Because it is mithya, therefore it doesn't have separate existence. It cannot exist independently. Its existence depends on Atma. Atma is the Ashraya. Atma is the Ashraya that gives the reality to this avidya. Avidya, that Satsvarupa Ajnanam, that Satsvarupa, that is Satsvarupa, the Atma Swarupa is Sat, that is, knowledge is not there, that Jnanam is not there, Ajnanam, that avidya, which cannot have a separate reality. Atma is not one reality, avidya is not another reality. There are not two realities. Therefore, avidya cannot exist independent of Atma. Its existence depends on the Atma. Any ajnanam you take, whether it is ajnanam of Atma or ajnanam of any object, it cannot exist independently. It has existence depending on Atma alone. So, therefore, you cannot say avidya, Atma avidya, Atma ajnanam doesn't exist, you cannot say. If it doesn't exist, then nobody will identify with the shariram and say, I am tall, I am fat. But people say, does it mean that the tallness, the shortness, that avidya, that sharira, that identification with the shariram, that avidya, does it exist independently? No. Without I, there is no tall. I am tall when you say, I am tall, that I is Atma. And the tallness is not the tallness of the Atma, it's the tallness of the Shariram. The tallness cannot exist. The tallness cannot exist without I am. The tallness of the body cannot exist without the I, the Atma. Therefore, it cannot exist independently. Because it doesn't exist independently, therefore you cannot say it is non-existent. Because it is there. Because it is there, you cannot say it is non-existent. Therefore, you cannot say this avidya is sat or asat. You cannot say it has existence. It doesn't have existence. You cannot say. It is doesn't exist independently. At the same time, it is not that it is non-existent. It has some kind of existence. Yat kinchit bhavam asti. Kinchit bhavam asti. Something like a swapna. Or you can take the example of a pot. The pot doesn't exist really. A pot without clay cannot exist. it depends on the clay for its existence. Therefore, pot doesn't exist independently. Can you say pot doesn't exist? That also you cannot say, because pot can hold water. It has existence. It has got utility. Therefore, you cannot say it is. It doesn't have existence. You cannot say. Therefore, it is in between the existence and non-existence. Sat asadvyam anirvachaniyam. You cannot say that it doesn't have existence. At the same time, you cannot say it has independent existence. It cannot be said. Therefore, kinchit bhavam asti eva. That is avidya. So, when we say anirvachya means, anirvachya means that cannot be categorically defined. That is the definition. That is how its nature is. That is how the nature of vidya. So therefore, anadi, anirvachya, avidya, the rupam, this avidya rupam, and this shariram, it is the karanam for the sharira dvayam, that is sukshma and stula shariram. And this avidya, in its own form, it doesn't have, in the karana avastha, it doesn't have product, it doesn't have karya. Like a seed doesn't have the vriksha. In this seed form, there is no tree, there is no vikalpa, there is no division. So, this ignorance, when pure ignorance is there, there is no division. When pure ignorance is there, when the karya of the avidya not there, when the karya of the avidya not there, pure ignorance is there. The pure ignorance is experienced in swapna, in swapnavastha. Every day we experience that pure ignorance. In swapna, not in swapna, in sleep, in sushupti. Pure ignorance, it is experienced every day in sushupti avastha, in sleep. Where what happens, there is no division. Where there is no division, your mind resolves into a condition where there is no division. There is no knower and there is no known. There is no subject, there is no object. The subject-object division is not there. When you wake up or when you get into swapna, there is division. But in sushupti, there is no division. So, that is nirvikalpa. That nirvikalpa is the nature of this ajnanam. Thus, nirvikalpa is the nature of swarupa of Atma also. Atma also doesn't have division. Ajnanam also doesn't have division. Therefore, both are nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpaka swarupa. But there is a difference. Because this ignorance in the wake of knowledge, it goes away. Between the two thoughts, there is ajnanam. Between the two thoughts of the mind, two vrittis of the mind, there is ajnanam. That ajnanam is illumined by Atma. Ajnanam has existence because of Atma. So ajnanam plus Atma, both are there between the two thoughts. When ajnanam, this ajnanam, it has its existence because of Atma. In sleep, what happens? There is no thought. Therefore, ajnanam, there is only experience of ajnanam, and that ajnanam is illumined by Atma. And that sukha anubhava, in sleep there is no division. Therefore, we experience peace. That sukha anubhava is recalled when you wake up. So, in sleep, what happens? That ajnanam is there. Ajnanam is there, and that ajnanam is not recognized as ajnanam. If ajnanam is not there, If a jnani goes to sleep, he will get up as a jnani. But if a ajnani goes to sleep, he will get up as an ajnani only. Ajnanam continues to be there. That ajnanam, even this ajnanam is illuminated by Atma. So therefore, this is nirvikalpaka rupam, doesn't have division. And it is ajnanam, satsvarupa ajnanam. Ajnanam is ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of satsvarupa atma. Atma ajnanam, that is called karana shariram. Important definition of karana shariram, which we have seen in all these classes in detail. So this is a quick summary of karana shariram. I hope this would be enough for the people who asked me to repeat this. Then we will move on to the next topic, which is avasthatrayam. You have to recall the definition of Atma, where it is said this avastha, this three shariram, Atma distinct from three shariram, and avasthatraya sakshi. Therefore, what is avasthatrayam? Naturally, the question comes. That is the next topic. So we will read. Avasthatrayam kim?
Avasthatrayam kim?
Jagrat swapna sushupti avastha.
Jagrat
Swapna Sushupti Avastha.
Avasthatrayam kim? What are the three states of experience? Three states of experience are the three states of existence, three states of condition. What are they? Three: Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Jagrat Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Sushupti Avastha. Jagrat Avastha is waking state, waking experience. Swapna Avastha is dream state, dream experience. Sushupti Avastha is deep sleep state. So three-fold experiences, three states of experiences: waking, dream, and deep sleep state. Deep sleep has to be mentioned. Why? Because in deep sleep there is no dream. It is dreamless sleep, that is deep sleep. So, waking and sleep plus dream. Dream is also a separate state of experience, and there is dreamless state of experience is there, that is deep sleep state. These three states of experience we experience daily. Every one of us pass through these three states. Atma is present in all the three states of experience. Atma is in the waking state. Minus Atma, there is no waker. The person who went to sleep cannot get up. So Atma is present in waking state. Atma is present in Swapna Avastha, dream state. Because of that only the person projects his dream world, and he experiences the dream, and therefore dream, Swapna Anubhava, and deep sleep also Atma is there. Atma is there in all the three states of experience. Atma continues to be. Ajnanam, which is illumined by Atma. So both exist. Atma is Atma and here Atma is exist, and Ajnani, for Ajnani, that Ajnanam, which is illumined by Atma, continues to exist in all the three states of experience. Ajnanam doesn't exist separately. Jnanam is there for Ajnani. Ajnana continues to be there. Even in deep sleep state, it is continues to be there, illumined by Atma. Atma is there. Without Atma, there is no experience of these three avasthas. In the Sushupti avastha, there is Sukha Anubhava. There is a pleasant experience where there is only pure Ajnanam. That what we saw in the Karana Shariram. And that Ajnanam is also illumined by Atma. So Atma continues to be there in all the three avasthas. And after the these three avasthas are not there for whom? Then also Atma continues. So Atma continues to be there forever. It cannot have non-existence. The three avasthas come and go. When a jiva is born, when a jiva lives, jiva must have the three states of experience. And the three states of experience are illumined by Atma. While living, a being experiences these three states of experience. The three states are there, which is illumined by Atma. All the three states are only for the jiva who is living. The three states of experience is not for the Atma. Atma need not wake up because Atma doesn't go to sleep. Because it doesn't go to sleep, therefore it can never dream also. There is no dream for Atma, there is no sleep for Atma. Atma need not wake up also. It continues to be as it is, as Sakshi. The one who goes to sleep is a sleeper. The one who goes to sleep, the sleeper, he only has to wake up in the dream. When he wakes up in the dream, he becomes a dreamer. When he goes to the deep sleep, he becomes a sleeper. So it is only the jiva. Jiva can be a waker or the dreamer or the sleeper, not the Atma. Only a jiva can be a waker, dreamer, sleeper. The three states of experience is only for the jiva, not for the Atma. When the jiva is awake, the waker, then when the jiva is sleeping, the sleeper, when the jiva is dreaming, is a dreamer. So the waker, sleeper, dreamer, these three are Atma, but Atma is not any of these three. Waker is Atma, sleeper is Atma, dreamer is Atma. Minus Atma, there cannot be waker, sleeper, dreamer. These three are Atma, but Atma is neither the waker, nor the sleeper, nor the dreamer. So, Atma as a Sakshi continues to illumine the waker, the sleeper, and the dreamer. Therefore, it is Sakshi. And we have three Shariram, therefore we have three states of experience. And now each state of experience will be defined by the author. We will read that. Jagrat avastha ka.
Jagrat avastha ka.
This waking state, he says. Shrotradi jnanendriyaihi.
Shrotradi jnanendriyaihi.
Shabdadi vishyaha jnayante iti.
Shabdadi vishyaha jnayanta iti.
Sa jagrat avastha.
Yat sa jagrat avastha.
Stula sharira abhimani atma vishvaha iti uchyate.
Stula sharira abhimani atma ityuchyate.
Now, What is Jagrat Avastha? Sa Jagrat Avastha, that is Jagrat Avastha, waking state, where Shrotradi Jnanendriyaihi Shabdadi Vishayaha Jnayante. So Jagrat Avastha is that where Shabdadi, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the objects of cognition like Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, these are known by the Indriyas. Shrotra, Prakrit, Chakshu, Rasana, Grana, iti Jnanendriyaihi, the sense organs of perception. The sense objects are, are perceived by the sense organs in which state? That state is called Jagrat Avastha. So that state in which the sense objects like Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha are experienced or perceived by the Shrotra, the Jnanendriya, such as ear, eyes, etc. That avastha is called Jagrat Avastha. Shabdadi Vishayaha means sense objects. Shabda Adi. Adi Padat you have to bring Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, etc. Sense objects which are available for perception. Vishaya. Indriya Vishaya. Shabdadi Vishaya means Indriya Vishaya. Shabdadi Vishayaha Nyayante. Vishayaha Visarga not there. It is not a typo. It is because of Sandhi. Visarga is not seen. Similarly, Nyayante. It is not a mistake. Nyayanta is not a typo. Nyayante plus iti. It is also Sandhi. Nyayante iti. You find out what Sandhi is. It's a homework. So, Shrotradi Jnanendriyaihi, 5 organs of perception and 5 the sense objects which are made of 5. 5 that is Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. So, that avastha. So, that avastha in which the jiva, the individual who identifies with the stula shariram, the jiva who identifies with the stula shariram in the waking state, in the jagrat avastha, is called Vishwaha. Vishwaha iti uchyate. So Vishwa is technical name. Vishwa means waker. The jiva who identifies himself with the stula shariram is called Vishwaha. Is called Vishwaha. So, therefore, what is Jagrat Avastha now? Jagrat Avastha is that avastha in which the knowledge of the sense objects are gained by the jiva through the sense organs. When the sense organs, see, for the sense organs to have the knowledge of the sense objects, the world, it has to be exposed to the sense objects. That happens only in the waking state. In the waking state only you gather experiences of the world. There is a transaction. There is a transaction between the Indriya and Indriya Vishaya. There is a transaction. That's why it's transactional world, empirical world. How are these objects experienced? Experienced through Shrotradi Jnanendriyahi. They are experienced by the 5 sense organs. And what are the objects of experience? Shabdadi Vishayaha. Sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. So 5 sense objects and 5 instruments of experience. So therefore the experience. Therefore in the waking state only this experience is possible. Experience of what? Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha. All the pairs of experience are possible only in the waking state. And also, action is also possible only in the waking state. You can do karma only in the waking state. In the dream, you cannot do really karma. In the dream, you can only be a bhokta. You can only be an enjoyer. Your karma pala, some karma pala, you can exhaust in the dream. In the dream, you are a bhokta. The waking state only, you are a karta as well as a bhokta. You can do action and you can gain papam punyam only through the waking state. Only the jiva, the vishwa can do and gain. So, the karma which is done in response to the your perception, in response to the object you perceive, through you operating the karmendriya, you do karma. And therefore there is anubhava. Sukha anubhava, dukkha anubhava. Karma pala anubhava in the form of papa and punya gives sukha and dukkha ityadi. So therefore only Jagrat Avastha is a Anubhava Avastha. Sukha Dukkhadi Anubhava Avastha, Jagrat Avastha. All the problems, all the emotional problems, everything is there only in Jagrat Avastha. Why? Because there is interaction between Vishaya and the Indriya. Anger, desire, delusion, greed, lust, envy, everything is there. All forms of emotions are there. Why? Because of the interaction of the Vishaya and Indriya Vishaya and Indriya. There is a transaction, therefore it is there. Therefore, all the transactions, the interactions, and the interaction based the reactions, all these are experienced in Jagrat Avastha. Now, who is that person experiencing this Jagrat Avastha? Is it the Indriya experience? No, Indriyas cannot experience. Indriyas are faithful reporters of the sense objects. Indriyas cannot operate independently. These are just the instruments. These are Jada only. The Jada Vastu is operated by the Chaitanya, not directly, through mind. So, these are just the instruments. So, and the sense objects are also Jada only. So, there is no interaction between the Jada Indriya and Jada objects. There must be a conscious being. There must be a conscious being who operates the Jada, the inert instruments, to experience the inert objects. Who is doing that? It is you. It is you who are doing that. You, the Jiva. And the Jiva, the Swarupam of Jiva is Atma. That the Jiva doesn't know. Because he identifies with the Shariram, therefore, is a Jiva. The Jiva does. The Atma does. Atma is not really the Atma. The Atma is mistaken to be limited with this Shariram, particular Shariram, Stula Shariram, that Jiva does. Therefore, only Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishvaha. Atma, when identified with Stula Shariram, is called Vishvaha. The Swarupam of the individual, the Jiva, is Atma, but it is identified with Stula Shariram. Therefore, Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma. Atma cannot do. Atma, when it is identified, when you identify yourself with the Stula Shariram, identify with the Stula Shariram, through Stula Shariram only you can do. Therefore, the Atma, the name of Atma is Vishwa. The name of Atma is Vishwa. The name of the individual, the Vyashti, Jiva, Atma, when identified with the Stula Shariram, gets the name Vishwa. Abhimana means identification. The one who identifies with the Stula Shariram, Stula Sharira Abhimani. Vishwaha is not the name for Stula Shariram. Atma gets the name Vishwaha when it is functioning through Stula Shariram. Therefore, Atma, the same Atma, when it has got Abhimanam with Stula Shariram, it gets the name Vishwaha. So it is like this. The same Atma gets different names, means the same person, as the same person playing the role of the father. The person is not a father, but when he interacts with his son or daughter, he gets the name father. The same person is the husband for his wife. The same person is the son of her, his parents. So, different roles he plays, therefore different names he has. Similarly, same Atma. Same Atma gets the name Vishwaha when it handles the Vishayas, when it handles the Indriyas and to perceive the Indriya Vishayas. So, therefore, Atma is Vishwaha. And Abhimana, what is this Abhimana? If you want to use this sense organs to experience this world of sense objects, then you have to be associated with them. Instruments cannot give experience by itself. Instruments are just instruments. It is nothing but karanam. It has to be operated by a karta. I have to use it. A conscious being has to use it, has to operate it. So this karanam should be in the hands of the karta, a conscious being. So I have to make use of the instruments of sense organs, then only I can experience sense objects. Otherwise, not possible. What happens in sleep? In sleep, I have all the sense organs. I have all the instruments of sense organs, but I don't experience anything in sleep because I don't associate, I don't identify with them in sleep, in deep sleep. Therefore, for experiencing this Jagrat Avastha, you must associate, identify with the Indriyas. And Indriyas are present only in the physical body, in the Jagrat Avastha. So therefore, to experience the physical world in the Jagrat Avastha, one should have identification with the physical body, the physical instruments. The moment you are cut off from this identification, then what happens? Then you go to a different world. You are in your own world. That is called dream. That is called dream. Even while in the waking state, sometimes you dream. While in waking state, you dissociate yourself from the Indriya and you are in a dream. That is called daydreaming. Even when somebody touches you, you will not perceive the touch. Yeah, because you have dissociated from the Indriya, you have dissociated from the Stula Shariram. For a time being, that identification is not there. So therefore only we say this identification as Stula Sharira Abhimanam. Who has this Abhimanam? Abhimani has this Abhimanam. The one who has the Abhimana is called Abhimani. Abhimanam with what? Stula Shariram. Therefore, Stula Sharira Abhimani. Who is that? The Atma, which identifies with the Stula Shariram, is called Vishwaha. So, Vishwaha is the name for Atma when it identifies with Stula Shariram. So, Vishwa is Atma plus Anatma. Anatma is Stula Shariram. That is called Vishwa. So, Atma playing the role of Vishwa. Vishwa is not Atma. Vishwa is Atma, but Atma is not alone Vishwa. Remember this. Vishwa is Atma. Vishwa is Atma, but Atma is not the Vishwa alone because Atma going to play the other roles in other states of experience. So Vishwa is Atma, but Atma is not alone Vishwa. The Atma in the waking state, identified with the Stula Shariram, gets the name Vishwaha. Means waker. The waker is, who is the waker? The Jiva. And Jiva is, what is this Jiva? The Jiva is reality is Atma. His reality is Atma. Therefore, Atma, when it has Abhimanam with Stula Shariram, that Jiva gets the name Vishwaha. Jiva gets the name Vishwaha. So Abhimanam is with, and also Abhimanam is with one's own Shariram, not with other Shariram. Abhimanam is with Swa Shariram, not with other Shariram. So Abhimanam. And this Stula Shariram, we know it cannot survive without Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. Stula Shariram is because of Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. When this Sukshma Shariram leaves the body, what happens to the Stula Shariram? That is called death. Stula Shariram dies. Therefore, this Abhimana is not only with the Stula Shariram. Abhimana also with the Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. If Abhimana is only with the Stula Shariram, then if Stula Shariram goes away, then the person will become Muktaha. Because the Stula Shariram gone, therefore the person becomes free. No, this Abhimanam is not only with the Stula Shariram. It is extended to Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. Therefore only we say Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira, Abhimani Atma is called Vishwaha. That is proper to say. When you say Stula Shariram can survive only when Sukshma and Karana Shariram is there. All three Shariram should be there in the waking avastha. The waking avastha and the Jagrat avastha, Stula Shariram is there. Stula Shariram does the interaction with its Indriyas. Stula Shariram means not just the body. That is the Jiva who identifies with the Stula Shariram, interact with the world. So Stula Shariram, the existence of Stula Shariram implies the existence of Sukshma Shariram as well as Karana Shariram. Therefore, Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma, the definition is there in the definition is there. So the definition can be slightly modified to say that Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira Abhimani Atma. That is identification with all the three Shariram. Stula Sharirams in the waking state. The waking state has to be supplied. In the waking state, the one who identifies with the Stula Shariram, which implies Sukshma and Karana Shariram. Also, that Abhimani Atma is called Vishwaha. That Abhimani Atma or Jivaha is called Vishwaha. Vishwaha. Vishwaha literally means complete. Samashtaha ityartaha. Vishwaha. Why is he complete? Because in the Jagrat Avastha only, when he enjoys all the three Shariram, this is the only place, only state of experience where he can use his free will. In the waking state alone, he can use his free will, and therefore he can choose to do a karma, an action, or he can choose not to do, or he can choose to do in a way, different way. Kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatava kartum shakyam. That is free will. The waking state alone, he can do it. He cannot do it in dream. Dream is not the way you want. In fact, you cannot wish to have a particular dream. You cannot wish to have a particular dream. In the waking, you can wish to do as you like, but in the dream, it is not, because it is you are the creator. You are creating, but it is not as per your wish, or you don't wish really at all. You don't wish to create a dream. In the daydream, maybe it is possible. That is called daydreaming. While waking, with your eyes open, you dream. Dreaming, it is possible. But when you go to the dream, when you enter the dream state, there you cannot use his free will. You are just a bhokta. You are not a karta. You are just the experiencer, not the doer. You can be the doer. You can be the enjoyer. only in waking state, only in the Jagrat Avastha. In the dream, you are just a Bhokta. As a Bhokta, you cannot enjoy free will. You cannot enjoy free will. Why? Free will can be enjoyed only when Kartrutvam is there. Only when you are a Karta, then only you can have free will. In the waking state, you are the Karta, therefore, Kartrutvam is there, you have the free will. So, whereas in the dream, only Bhoktrutvam is there, you are only a Bhokta. Therefore, you cannot do, you can only enjoy. So, therefore, in the dream, you are just a Bhokta. In the dream, you don't know what you are going to do in the dream. And you don't know how you are going to respond to the dream situation. You are there. You are helplessly present. You are helplessly present at the dream and experience the dream, and you exhaust sometimes your karma also. Sometimes your karma also you exhaust in the dream. You are a Bhokta. So it is like this Svargaloka. Svargaloka, the loka which the jiva reaches after death, there, the Svargaloka, a jiva cannot do any karma. He can only be a bhokta. He can only capitalize his punyam in the form of anubhava in Svargaloka. He is just a bhokta. He cannot do karma to earn punyam and continue to be in Svargaloka. That is not possible. You have done punyam, and the punyam what you have done in this loka, in the waking state, in the Jagrata Avastha, that can be capitalized in the form of Anubhava in Swargaloka. So, the dream also is like that. Dream also, you are a Bhokta only. Therefore, the waker is called Vishwaha, is complete, because this is the place where he is complete with all the three shariram. With all the three shariram, he is complete, and he is a karta as well as a bhokta. That's why the waker is called Vishwaha. And when a jiva assumes a shariram, when a jiva assumes a shariram, assumes a stula shariram, in keeping with the stula shariram only his sukshma shariram will be. His karma palam decides what shariram. We have Manushya Stula Shariram. It means when you identify with this Stula Shariram and the Sukshma Shariram in keeping with the Sukshma Shariram, that depends on the karma pala. We have got this Stula Shariram. So with the Stula Shariram, now we are a complete person. It is complete. It is complete. All the three sharirams are there. Therefore, we have Kartrutvam, Bhoktrutvam. You can do. You have got free will. So therefore, this avastha where the jiva is complete in terms of the shariram and all the three sharirams being present, and therefore he can be a karta, he can be a bhokta, he can enjoy the free will. That is a completeness, not purnatvam. Completeness not in the sense of purnatvam, the word what we use in the context of Atma, not that. Here completeness is complete with all the instruments, is complete with all the facilities, is complete with all the faculties, what is required for surviving, what is required for doing and experiencing in this avastha. So therefore this Stula Sharira Abhimani, Atma is a person, is a complete person who enjoys the free will. Who enjoys the free will. Now, the question must come. Atma is Sarvavyapi, Sarvagataha, all pervasive. This Atma, why it identifies only with one body? Why not with many bodies? Because Atma is all pervasive. It must be identifying with all the bodies. This is because this all pervasive Atma is as though enclosed by the mind, And the mind is only with one body. Sukshma Shariram, every Sthula Shariram has got respective Sukshma Shariram. It is not that one Sukshma Shariram pervades all the Sthula Shariram. Every Sthula Shariram has got respective Sukshma Shariram, and mind is a constituent of Sukshma Shariram. Therefore, Atma is as though enclosed by the mind, identifies only with one Shariram. And another important thing to be understood is, as I told before, this Vishwa is Atma, Atma is not Vishwaha. Vishwa means the waker. The waker is Atma, but Atma is not the waker. If you say Atma is a waker, then who is the person obtained in the dream? The dreamer. Dreamer is not Atma. So you cannot confine Atma only to the waking. The waker, dreamer, and the sleeper is Atma, but Atma is neither of them. When we say the waker is Atma, identified with this physical body, we should not think that waker is the Atma. We should not think the waker is the Atma and Atma is waker. There are two types of mistakes committed here. Waker is Atma, but Atma is not the waker. Why? This is because when the Abhimana with the physical body is not there, then Atma is not the waker. So waker is one of the roles played by Atma. So the waker is Atma, but Atma is not the waker. The second mistake is, if one thinks waker is not Atma, dreamer is not Atma, and sleeper is not Atma, then if there is no Atma at all, so there must be existing a separate state, and there Atma alone is there. That's called fourth state of consciousness. It is not. The fourth state of, they call Turiya. Turiya is not the fourth state. The Turiya is Atma. If you say there is fourth state of consciousness, that also will subject to coming and going. That cannot be Atma. So Atma doesn't have a separate state of existence. It exists. It exists in all the states. All the states are because of Atma. So the waker is Atma, the dreamer is Atma, the sleeper is Atma, but Atma is none of them. Atma doesn't wake up, doesn't go to sleep, doesn't wake up. It is always alupta dhrita. Atma doesn't wink. As a sakshi, it eliminates all the avastha. So it continues. Therefore, Atma, to obtain Atma, one need not have another state of avastha. There is no another avastha. Only three avasthas are there: Jagrat avastha, Swapna avastha, Sushupti avastha. To experience our Atma, I have to go to a separate avastha. There is no separate avastha. Atma is what it is, continues to be, and these three avasthas, they come and go. Atma continues to be. So, therefore, Atma is a Sakshi. He is the Alupta Drika. We say Alupta Drika. Atma is always a seer. The seer who doesn't wink his eyes. It is Sakshi, Alupta Drika. Then, in this definition, we saw the words Shrotradi Jnanendriyahi Shabdadi Vishayaha Jnayante iti. Why is this Shrotradi Jnanendriyahi? It is said, the dream also you experience objects. You experience objects like Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. In dream it is there. In dream you see forms. In dream you see colors. But in dream you don't use, but there you don't use any of the sense organs. But it is that the experience of sense objects are there in dream. In dream, you can have nice food, you can have nice clothes, you can experience without sense objects. A blind man also can dream. A blind man also can dream. he doesn't have the ability to use a sense organ in the waking state, but he also dreams. Then how can he use it in the dream state? He experiences a dream. In the dream, it is there for all the indriyas are available for him in the dream. Similarly, a deaf man also can dream. So it clearly shows we don't use the indriyas in dream. We don't use the indriyas to in the dream to experience sense object. We don't use eyes to see. We don't use ears to hear. So therefore, in order to avoid this overextension of the definition of waking state, he has to say Shrotradi Jnanendriyahi. Shrotradi Jnanendriyahi is limited only to waking state. Otherwise, the definition will not be applicable. This definition will be applicable to dream state. It becomes a problem. Therefore, only Shrotradi Jnanendriyahi, the word is there. Because it is there, therefore it is not applicable to dream state. In the dream state, there is no operation with the indriyas. Where there is where which condition, which state of experience the indriyas are operated only in the waking avastha. So therefore, it is only with regard to the waking avastha, the shabdadi vishayaha, which are common for both the states, which are common for both the dream as well as the waking states. But the instruments are not there in the dream. Instruments are available in waking. The instrument of experience is different, whereas the Shabdadi Vishayas are common. So, therefore, in dream, what happens is the sense organs are set up even by the mind. There is no sense organ, but you experience sense objects. How it is possible to experience sense object without a sense organ? The mind provides that. The mind gives you the setup. So, therefore, you experience. Therefore, Shabdadi Vishayaha are common. The set of objects what you experience, the waking, as well as in the dream, that is common. But the sense organs are not there in the dream. The waking, it is there. Therefore, Shabdadi Vishayaha Shotradi Jnanendriyahi Anubhuyante Jnayante experienced iti. The definition is given. It's a definition. It's a definition of Jagrat Avastha. We take Jagrat Avastha for granted, but that also has to be defined. Therefore, the teacher defines what is Jagrat Avastha. So, Jagrat Avastha is that in which the Jiva operates his gross sense organs to perceive the gross objects. And therefore, only that Anubhava is there. And who operates this? This Jiva, this Atma who identifies with the Shariram, the Jiva gets the name Stula Sharira Abhimani. Stula Sharira Abhimani when you say Atma. Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishvaha iti Uchyate. The Atma, when it has association, how can Atma have association? It is Atma, Anatma that mix up. Atma, Anatma cannot mix up. Cannot really mix up. But as though mix up. As though mix up. Therefore, that Abhimanam is there. Abhimanam is there. As though Abhimanam is there for Atma with this Shariram, Stula Shariram. Therefore, only Jiva is there. The Jiva essentially is Atma, but he has got Sharir Abhimanam. That is called Vishvaha. Vishvaha iti Uchyate. So, Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishvaha iti Uchyate iti the definition of Jagrat Avastha. Next comes the question. Jagrat Avastha is fine. What is Sushupti Avastha? Sushupti Avastha Kechit, that we will see. That we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद गुरुजी।
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद गुरुजी।